Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video on the new evolutions that were released or announced in Japan. So PADX has been updated once again, hooray! So as always with these first impression videos, it's kind of just my initial thoughts, as well as I will link the various reference material in the YouTube description down below. So first off is Split Ultimate Kaede. So in the past, like a long time ago, Kaede was actually considered a top tier leader because you could form a system team and basically looping haste actives all the time, form your heart cross, lots of wood combos. You actually do amazing amounts of damage, stronger than Mirror but much less accessible because you need lots of Kaedes. Unfortunately, system teams and heart crosses all just kind of disappeared, so Kaede has been kind of just forgotten. However, with this new split evolution, they are being transformed into something truly spectacular. So they are a no Skyfall leader, so that has advantages in terms of like potentially damage control, but in this case it's not. But a lot of times new leader skills are now coming out that have the requirement of leaving X number of orbs on the board to gain a super high multiplier. And this is exactly what Kaede has. So if you leave 6 or less orbs on the board, you are able to get 10 times multiplier right away. So double Kaede right there is 100 times. That's pretty powerful already. Like 100 times is not bad whatsoever. In theory, you can even use this as a substitute for Liu Bei. Use Kaede instead, and you get a Kaede Zeus Dios farming team. Something to think about. But there's actually a larger aspect to this leader skill. You also get 2.5 times attack plus that 10 times at the same time if you're able to match 2 wood combos and having a slight damage reduction. I don't know how much damage reduction it is exactly, but it's going to be meaningful because you now have some sort of defensive multiplier. You are going to need at least to clear the board off almost every single time to hope 6 new wood orbs fall down, but you can use Skyfall enhancing actives like Vishnu, Australis, etc. because the orbs will fall down, but they won't be matched. And in this case here of Kaede, you don't actually need to match X number of combos. If you just match big blobs and just leave 6 orbs or less, you still get the multiplier. And a single Kaede is 250 times. So double Kaede is just doing silly amounts of damage. So this can actually be a very exciting card to have. Like, I wish I had a Kaede, I always did. And now with a Kaede, you can have some pretty crazy damage output at the same time. And if you look on the right, I have another window showing the enlarged image of their awakening. So they still retain their TPAs. They have bind immunity, which is actually quite exciting. So this is going to be actually a quite somewhat meta-changing leader. And this is kind of exciting if a lot of other 6-star Godfest exclusives kind of follow that path. Next is Reincarnated Oku. So let me just make sure I get everything here. Nope, come on. Did it work? Oh gosh. This gets hard. Okay, so Reincarnate Oku is leader skill is now attack increases up to 6 times, starting at 6 combos, and then you get 2.5 times attack and slight damage reduction with 2 dark combos. So this is obviously much weaker and more lackluster compared to Kaede, obviously, but it's slightly different. Like, you do have at least the potential to max combo a board, and providing at least 2 dark combos, you get a decent amount of damage, probably a modest amount of damage reduction, but it's not a bad leader overall. You can definitely pair him with other leaders like, say, Diabolus, etc., and you'll have double damage reduction. You will have a reasonable attack multiplier on a 7x6 board. So, like, it is something, but it's a lot more disappointing, of course, by comparison. But then again, it's a 5-star Pantheon card. Can we really expect that much more from him? And if not, it's still a useful delay. 2-turn delay on an 11-turn cooldown is not bad. It's really just Dark Athena that's kind of outpacing them in terms of delay for cooldown value. But he does have a 7 combo awakening, which is at least something new. Next is Awoken Ganesha. And let me see if this window is captured. Perfect, there we go. I hope the Oku was captured right. So, with Ganesha, it is a 7x6 leader, and they can achieve up to 9 times damage when you match multiple light combos. It's way too orb hungry to be feasible, but in theory it is the highest 7x6 multiplier available, but Diabolus is way more consistent, less orb hungry. So, Reincarnated Ganesha I'm really not feeling the love for them that they possibly could deserve. Like, it's just too awkward to really make them work out. And in all honesty, if you only have one Ganesha, you're not going to reincarnate them. You're going to leave them in their base form because that's the form that gives you the bonus experience and bonus gold drop. So just kind of an awkward card. Like, I feel like they're trying to push it, but they're not giving it enough love to make people want to change to Ganesha. But even then, I don't think anyone really would want to, because it's so strong having the chance to get bonus experience. And now we come to Durga. So Durga is, okay, you can do that. Stay there. I really hope that worked. And then, so Reincarnate Durga. So she's got no Skyfalls as well. Like, this seems to be an interesting, like, kind of a trend a lot of leaders are following now. You get 1.5 times stats to Devil, so that's 2.25 times health and recovery, as well as attack. So that's a nice, solid defensive multiplier. But you also get 5 times attack when fire, water, wood, and dark are matched. So right away, you're already above 100 times damage. So that's pretty good with double Durga. But then you get even more damage if you do 2 times, if you get 2 times more attack if you do 8 or more combos. So quick math, that's 10 times 2.5. Basically, it's the same multiplier, or very similar multiplier to Kaede. So blisteringly high, except of course you need to hit 8 combos, which is not always doable. I like to say a given board on average has 7.5 combos, because you get 7 or 8 for the vast majority of the time. So obviously you can kind of cheat this through. You can bring something like Kathuga, Kushinada Hime, active skills to give yourself 1 or 2 more combo counts to hit that 8 combos, because when you hit 8 combos, things should be dead by that point. Yes, you can definitely stack cards with 7 combo awakenings, but at that multiplier, things are probably dead already. So it's just a matter of surviving and basically maybe bringing board changes so you get higher combo count boards. Now, what else is interesting that I really want to highlight is the fact that her awakenings is doing something very special. So Durga's base active skill is only 10 turns, and it does provide 3 turns of damage augmentation. So it's a reasonable value here, but the biggest shining aspect is the fact that she has skill charge. Now, most cards with the skill charge awakening have 20 plus turn cooldowns. Durga has 10. This is a big deal because skill charge allows you to have personal haste every time you match a rainbow multiplier. So basically make sure you have subs with each attribute covered, or all the colors covered, and then Durga can basically self-haste yourself continuously. So with double Durga, you are actually able to have 100% uptime of your multiplier, because when you think about it, the 10 turn cooldown becomes 5 with the skill charge, and then it lasts for 3 turns. So basically you have 6 turns of damage boost coverage on only a 5 turn cooldown, so you can infinitely cycle this. While that's probably a bit of overkill for the most part, it can be beneficial, because if you're not able to hit 8 combos every time, you're still going to be experiencing this blisteringly high multiplier, because you still have the 2.25 times stats to Devils, and hopefully the partial rainbow activation as well at the same time. So something to think about. Conversely, you also can inherit some other active skill on top of your Durga, because you may not necessarily want both Durga active skills for the most part. You probably don't, I would say. So you can easily inherit any type of active skill you want on top of her and charge it up so much quicker than any other card you possibly can. So this is actually quite exciting, and I feel like Reincarnated Durga is going to be a leader that's going to be fun and enjoyable to play. Like, obviously her main downsides are a lack of bind immunity, but again, we can cover that with lots of other options. So overall, like, I feel like these cards are quite exciting, at least for Durga and Kaede. Ganesha and Oku are a little lackluster, but hey, Durga's at least a 5-star Pantheon, and I have a Durga. I look forward to playing her. So let me know what you think about these cards in the comments below. Are you excited to utilize them moving forward? Do you think it's going to make a splash in the meta? And who are you most excited for? So hopefully you all have a fantastic day. I wish you all the best of luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.